Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. As always, hosted by me, Chris. This is Casting for Two. It's been a week. It's been another crazy week, and last week I released an episode expressing my feelings on the riots and the Black Lives Matter movement, and I got some wonderful reactions to that, and I thank all of you for sticking with me for that. I know I never normally do personal episodes like that, and today is no exception. I was sitting down, and I have lots of interviews that I can release, but to be honest with you, it just didn't feel right. Just uploading a brand new episode that was recorded a long time ago, and does not even mention the state that we're in, and this is something that can't be ignored right now. And so I just, that's why I'm here. I wanted to bring up a certain topic that is near and dear to my heart, and it's something that a friend of mine brought up after, I've been having some internal struggles as a person who comes from a family background of law enforcement. I've been having problems, with the riots, and just so conflicted because I want to support the good cops. I really do. And seeing so many people on Twitter, say fuck the police and all that. Yeah. When I was growing up, I was taught to respect the police officers, and that they were there to help us, to make us better, to make us feel safe. Obviously, times have changed. Unless, again, being Mexican, I am not black, and I will never know their struggles. And so when I say times have changed, times have not changed for black people and the cops. And there's always been that, underlying theme of cops hate black people. And you see it in tons of movies, which I'm a movie guy, so I'm familiar with that concept. But seeing all the videos of police officers that are instigating these riots and attacking people for no good reason, when they're being peaceful. There was this video of a man who is on his knees, hands in the air, pleading to the police officers that he wants peace, and how he just wanted to get to know them, and he wanted them to get to know him, and just crying, absolute crying tears. It was so, the things that he was saying was so beautiful and so moving. And what did the police officers do? Somebody walked up to him, picked him up, and arrested him for no good reason. The video went around yesterday about a man who was 70, 75, around there, who was talking to a police officer. This was in Buffalo, I believe, and he pushed him, which made him trip and fall, crack his head open, and just laying there while a pool of his own blood was going around him. And the police officer showed no sympathy, no remorse or guilt or anything. Maybe he did. I don't know. I can't, how, as a person, how do you do something horrible and just say, well, that happened. I guess I'll walk away now. There was a SWAT team or a group of police officers that were ransacking a medical outpost, I guess. And there's footage of them just stabbing bottles of water for no reason, no reason whatsoever. Because these people are trying to help other people, like this one woman who's walking home with a bag of groceries and got shot in the head with a rubber bullet and was bleeding out everywhere. And it's unexcusable and it's horrible. Don't even bring up the fact that there was a little girl in Seattle that was pepper sprayed. A little girl. Of all the threatening things in the world, I shouldn't say things, of all the threatening people in the world, I would never, ever expect a little girl to be threatening to a police officer. Somebody who has gone through training, who has, graduated through intense police officer training, both physical and mental. And he sees a little girl, singles her out, and pepper sprays her. It makes no sense to me the way cops have been behaving. And I know many of you who are listening are just like, well, no shit, Sherlock. That's why we're here. Again, being from a heavy influenced police family, I look for any kind of silver lining, any kind of just good in police officers. And so when I see police officers kneeling or joining in with protesters, that it warms my heart. But then I started thinking, are these empty promises and empty signs of empty gestures? And I don't know. I honestly don't know. I part of the good in me wants to hope that it's not. But it's really tough looking for, silver linings when really there are none. When police officers, much like the white people who were looting and burning down buildings and breaking into stores, are taking advantage of the situation. And I feel like cops are certainly doing that. As far as their actions, something is wrong with the system. And again, you don't need me telling you that. We're in a society where we will shoot first and ask questions never. And that is not an appropriate way to live. There was a town hall meeting where the police chief in LA was chatting with a bunch of people, and some guy was able to chime in. And although his response was humorous, he did say something that really resonated with me about the people paying the police officers, and that just because they pay them doesn't mean that they don't have to earn their respect. The code has always been to protect and serve. And right now they're not doing either of those things. If anything, they're serving themselves. This mindless violence needs to stop. And I know I'm preaching to the choir. This is all obvious, things that are going on. But again, to go back to the whole point of this episode was how I've been feeling conflicted about my police upbringing. And to be honest, it's the more that things go on, the more events that have happened, the more I won't make excuses for it anymore. It's all disgusting, and obviously there has been a huge disconnect to the point where I don't. This isn't police work. These are the high school bullies that were, picking on other people because they were different. And then when those people went off and got successful, they were stuck at home with their dicks in their hands, just wondering what to do with their fucking lives, their miserable lives that were going nowhere. And for some reason, they said, you know what? I can get paid for being an asshole. I'm going to join the police department and I'm going to be the best. And that's what they did. So what you're seeing out there are the people who were hot shit in high school and had no friends because their friends realized, oh, being an asshole isn't cool, so I'll just move on. And, maybe they're in bad relationships. I don't know. These are just straight up bullies. They're straight up people who just take pleasure in bossing people around. It's almost like that's how they get off because they need that authority, and that's what gets them off. And it's horrible. This is not the police that we deserve. And I haven't gotten into many arguments, luckily, because I have a lot of friends that believe in human equality for all. Right? Go figure. But again, something really has resonated with me. And a friend of mine said it, and it's stuck with me. And all lives can't matter if Black lives don't matter. And that's a saying that I will forever keep with me. Until Black lives matter, then all lives don't matter. I'm curious if there are any other people out there who have a family history of family individuals being in the police background or even military background. I would love to hear your thoughts on the situation. I'd love to hear how you feel, to be honest with you, because this has been eating me up all week, and I'm done making excuses for the terrible actions that these people have made. I know that I still deep down feel that they're good cops, but at the moment, I don't know where they are. Where are they? Are they hiding? Yeah, it's all unfortunate. Right now, we need leaders more than ever. And for some reason, we're just not getting that right now. No one is stepping up and being a responsible person and saying, we got to stop this because this is not what the founding fathers would have wanted for this country. Man, I'm just every video that comes out. I always say I can't be more speechless than I am, but it somehow I continue to be speechless because of the actions of the law enforcement, and they need to do better. I'm sorry. We need better law enforcement. We need better training. We need a training that reflects not only today, but also people who have sympathy, who have empathy. The times of the big macho, masculine, adrenaline-filled, junkie police officers, I'm sorry, those times have to be over. we don't need any more toxic masculinity in the world. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of it in general. And I know there are women in law enforcement, but you oh, excuse me, sorry. This whole macho routine has to stop. We need people in the streets that are not only protecting us, but also have heart for the job, heart for protecting, and heart for people. So at the end of the day, what does this all come back around to? We are people. We are all individuals taking up the same world, and it still makes no sense to divide anyone. That's what we need. That's the kind of force that we need right now. Somebody who actually understands that. If we find that, oh boy, that is going to be one of the best days ever. But for now, again, if you let me know how you're feeling on this situation, if you have a family member in law enforcement, please, I don't want to hear Blue Lives Matter and all that and trying to debate me, because I'm not going to stand for that. We all have different opinions, and that's fine. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong, because obviously that's how you feel. But I mean, we all can agree on equality for all, right? That's not crazy. That's not a crazy thing. So please, just reach out to me, and I'm scared to see what the next week has in store for us all. Stay safe out there if you're protesting, and please wear a mask. Stay healthy. We need you. We need everyone protesting right now. We need you now and for the rest of your lives, because you are the vocal minority who's willing to stand up for a cause, a very basic cause, I might add, that people can't understand. But we're stronger in numbers. So stay safe, stay healthy.